Welcome to the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald Talking Newspaper Podcast, as officially published on Wednesday the 3rd of June 2026. Read and recorded from the newspaper by volunteers for Bishopbriggs-based charity, Cue and Review Print Speaking to the Blind. Further recordings for visually and reading impaired people are available online, including on our website, www.cueandreview.com. That's www.cueandreview.com. We hope you enjoy the podcast.
It's a Big Day Out at Campsie Show. Written by Kevin McRoberts, read by Laura. Large attendance is expected at the annual agricultural event. A celebration of agriculture, community and local talent will come together this Saturday, June the 6th, offering a fantastic fun-filled family day out. Thousands are expected at the Campsie Show, which takes place at Bogton Farm, Torrance, from 9 a.m, with a packed programme featuring prize livestock, equestrian competitions, vintage vehicles, music and dance performances, entertainment and much more. The day's events begin with the judging of livestock from 9:30 a.m, followed by the judging of vintage vehicles on display at 11 a.m. From 12:25 p.m, enjoy Destria Equestrian, Scotland's equestrian arts and stunts movement, followed by the Strathendrick Pipe Band. You can also hear the pipe band earlier in the day when they will take part in the gala parade at 11:45 a.m. The livestock parade and prize giving, followed by the vintage vehicle parade, are next on the programme during a busy afternoon, followed by another performance by Destria Equestrian, and finishing off the main programme at 4:10 p.m, the children's races. The entertainment marquee gets up and running from 11 a.m. and opens with a rock choir performance. There's also a circus workshop, a performance by the Bonar School of Dance, and music from Andrew McRae and his band. Entertainment in the bar begins with singer Dan Parks at 12:30 p.m, and there another opportunity to hear Andrew McRae and his band later in the afternoon. Campsie Show offers great day out for all the family. Dogs are welcome but must be kept on a short lead and under control at all times. And there's the chance to show off your pet at the dog show with registration at Doug's Dog Treats from 10 a.m, with judging starting at 1 p.m. One of the many highlights is the craft marquee featuring homemade gifts, sewing and textiles, baking, jams and preserves, arts and crafts, knitting and crochet and kids' crafts, plus floral displays, photography, handmade cards and much more. And of course there will be a number of trade stands throughout the show field with a prize awarded to the best presented trade stand. There are plenty of attractions for children and the young at heart too, with a range of fairground rides, teacups, funhouse, speed buzz, mini Ferris wheel, merry-go-round, inflatables and bungee trampolines. Admission to the show is £10 for adults, £5 for under 16s and £7 concessions. Car parking is free and disabled parking is available for those with a blue badge, which should be shown to the gate steward on arrival. Find out more at the Campsie Show website www.campsieshow.co.uk and Facebook page www.facebook.com/Campsie Agricultural Show. Written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Laura.
Hear about plans for High Kirk, a report by Kevin McRoberts. Friends of Campsie High Kirk are inviting the public to a community conversation tomorrow, Thursday, June 4, to find out what the future could look like for one of the area's most iconic buildings. Campsie High Kirk is now in community ownership. The Friends are responsible for the building on behalf of Lennoxtown, with the aim of securing its future as a shared local asset. They are hosting an event to share progress and outline potential plans for the kirk. They are inviting the public to hear their plans, share their views, and help put the beating heart back into Lennoxtown. The Campsie High Kirk Community Conversation will be held in the Memorial Hall tomorrow at 7 p.m. Craig Brooks, Chair of Friends of Campsie High Kirk, said, "Whilst the restoration of Campsie High Kirk is significant in its own right, particularly following the successful transfer of the building into community ownership through the KLTR ownerless property transfer scheme, the project has evolved into something much broader. The High Kirk is increasingly becoming one of several strategic dominoes within what is now being referred to as the Campsie Corridor, a magnificent and largely untapped landscape only 10 miles from Glasgow, with enormous unrealised tourism, heritage and environmental and economic potential." The public meeting will include presentations from our architects Simpson and Brown regarding the preferred feasibility scheme and phased approach for the kirk. However, the wider discussion will be around how communities engage with their own future and how local regeneration can be approached differently. Through the emerging Campsie Corridor collective approach, we're hoping to help lead the way in engaging with East Dunbartonshire Council and other stakeholders on more equal and constructive terms regarding the future planning, development and regeneration of Campsie and the surrounding settlements. There is strong community support for the Campsie High Kirk project. Last year, 99.4% of over 600 responses through Facebook conversations and community engagement events were positive, an indication of how much the building matters to the community. The Friends have also recently launched the project website, which now contains the following: the developing project vision, KLTR and ministerial recognition, public consultation material, Simpson and Brown scheme visuals, gallery content, media coverage, wider strategic context surrounding the Campsie Corridor approach. The website can be viewed at the Ghost Tower at campsiehighkirk.com. The Friends of Campsie High Kirk would welcome community input in the project and invited everyone along to find out more tomorrow evening. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Nikki.
Play and Fitness in Bishopbriggs by Kevin McRoberts. There's a buzz about Bishopbriggs as residents make a beeline for a brilliant new community facility that has opened in the area. Bishopbriggs Park Destination Play Area, located just off Kenmure Drive, opened at the beginning of May and is the result of significant investment from East Dunbartonshire Council and funding from the Scottish Government's Renewing Scotland's Play Park funding. It is the biggest play area in East Dunbartonshire and contains a wide variety of equipment, with the winning design voted for by the residents of Bishopbriggs. In addition, the council has installed an outdoor gym and fitness area, along with a new community space that has been given its own electrical and water supply so it can host future community activities and events. Councillor Paul Ferretti, convener of the Council's Place, Neighbourhood and Corporate Assets Committee, officially opened the new facility along with local children from nearby Westercleddons and Meadowburn primary schools. Councillor Ferretti said, Bishopbriggs Park Destination Play Area is an incredible new facility, and I know it has been something residents have been wanting for a while. As well as having the largest play area in Eastern Bartonshire, the park is now also home to an impressive outdoor gym and exercise area, and it's already proving to be hugely popular with the whole community. The play area has equipment for every age group and ability, and also has the largest variety of inclusive play equipment in Eastern Bartonshire. I'm sure it will attract visitors from across the area. As with all our new play areas, the community was key in choosing the final design for this project. It appears they chose well, as it is a fantastic, well-resourced new play area that I'm sure will be the backdrop to many happy hours of play for years to come. It was great that we were joined by children from Meadowburn and Westercleddon's primary schools at the official opening, so they could enjoy the fabulous end result for themselves. The colourful new play area, which replaces the original play area installed in 2001, includes a large tower unit with multiple chutes, a number of swings, including one which an adult and young child can play on together, a double zip line, multiple climbing units, seesaws, roundabouts and a roll runner, as well as the local authority's first inclusive seesaw, trampoline, hardback harness swing seat and roundabout. For fitness fanatics, the outdoor gym has a wide array of adjustable cardio, strength and conditioning, and free movement equipment, along with space for general exercise. It's one of 7 play areas revamped by the council in the last year, including Angus Avenue and Stanley Drive play areas in Bishopbriggs, Firbank play area in Torrance, Kincaid play area in Milton O'Campsie, and Westerton play area in Bearsden. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
This week in history. June 4th, 1977. Damage estimated at £15,000 was caused when fans dug up the Wembley pitch after Scotland beat England 2-1. On this day last year, singer Jessie J said she had been diagnosed with early breast cancer and planned to undergo surgery following her performance at Capitol's Summertime Ball. June 5th, 1989. In Poland, Solidarity defeated the Communists in the first free election since the end of the Second World War. On this day last year, the chairman of Reform UK quit, saying working to get the party elected was no longer, quote, a good use of my time. Zia Yusuf's decision followed a row in which he described a question to the Prime Minister concerning a ban on burqas from his party's newest MP as, quote, dumb. June 6, 1988. The Queen stripped imprisoned jockey Lester Piggott of his OBE. On this day last year, a new BBC documentary about the robbery of reality TV star Kim Kardashian in Paris was commissioned to recount one of the most publicized celebrity crimes of our time. June 7, 1970. The Who's rock opera Tommy was performed at New York's Metropolitan Opera House. This article was read by Aaron.
Seizure of 6,000 illicit cigarettes, a report by Kevin McRoberts. Over 6,000 illicit cigarettes and 1 kilogram of tobacco have been seized from 2 retail premises in Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs. The confiscations, carried out earlier this month, are part of ongoing enforcement led by Eastern Bartonshire Council's Trading Standards team, alongside specialist detection dogs and partners such as Police Scotland and HM Revenue and Customs, HMRC. Trading Standards officers are experienced in uncovering contraband regardless of the often elaborate efforts to conceal, evade and avoid detection. Illicit tobacco products pose a significant risk to public health, are unregulated and are often part of a wider criminality including organised crime. They also undermine the legitimate operations of local businesses which Trading Standards strive to protect. Anyone caught selling illicit tobacco products faces fixed penalty notices being reported to the Procurator Fiscal and or financial sanctions. Seized products are safely destroyed. Susan Murray, MP for Mid Dunbartonshire, has called for the Scottish Government and the UK Government to work together to tackle gangs setting up shops selling illegal goods on high streets, as well as the seizure of the illicit cigarettes from 2 shops in Bishopbriggs and Kirkintilloch. Ms Murray highlighted other recent events, including a fire in an unregistered vape shop in Glasgow city centre and a BBC report tying shops selling illegal goods to further crimes, including human trafficking, illegal working and money laundering. Ms Murray said, "I would like to acknowledge the success of East Dunbartonshire Council's Trading Standards Scheme and Police Scotland for their work in the recent seizure of illicit cigarettes. More must be done at a national level to prevent illegal goods from flooding our markets. I would like to see more collaboration between the Scottish Government and UK Government to tackle the international gangs who fund these operations. They must be stopped and prosecuted with the full force of the law to protect our communities. Anyone with information about illegal tobacco trade can call the police on 101 or Crime Stoppers Anonymous on 0800 555 111. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Find out about foster caring. This article is unattributed. East Dunbartonshire Council is encouraging local people to find out more about becoming foster carers. The local authority is looking for caring local people who could make a real difference in a child's life through fostering. And it's holding an online information event to give people who are interested the chance to find out more. A council spokesperson said, "If you've ever considered fostering and would like to learn more, we'd love you to join us for our next online fostering information evening." This relaxed and informal session is a chance to meet experienced foster carers, hear real stories about fostering, learn more about the support available, and ask any questions you may have. The online session will take place via Microsoft Teams on Wednesday, June the 10th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. If you're interested in attending, please email fostering@eastdunbarton.gov.uk and the team will send you the joining link. The spokesperson added, "Whether you're just beginning to think about fostering or already further along in your journey, we'd love you to join us. Children in foster care tell us that the things that they cherish most are ordinary, day-to-day experiences. Little moments change lives." Find out more at health.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/services/a-c-of-services/children-families/adoption-fostering. That article was unattributed and it was read by Jahan.
Data highlights barriers to walking in local area. A report by Kevin McRoberts. East Dunbartonshire residents are among the least likely in Scotland to recommend their local area as a place to walk and wheel this National Walking Month. New insights from the Scottish Walking and Wheeling Survey revealed local concerns about safety and poorly maintained paths. Safety was a big concern for residents. The data revealed that just 58% of East Dunbartonshire residents rated the area highly for safety when walking and wheeling alone during the day. This falls to 45% when walking and wheeling alone after dark. The respondents also reported a range of accessibility problems, including poorly maintained pavements, 42%, and cars parked on the pavement, 46%. Kevin Lafferty, Chief Executive of Walking Scotland, said, "People in East Dunbartonshire are telling us that they face barriers to walking and wheeling for everyday journeys. Walking is free, doesn't require any equipment, and has so many health, social and economic benefits that everyone should be able to enjoy. We want to make it the easy choice." Across Scotland, respondents said that improvements to local infrastructure would encourage them to walk and wheel more often. Key changes identified include better quality pavements and paths, 32%, feeling safer when walking after dark, 32%, and improved lighting along pavements and paths, 24%. Kevin continued, "There's a real opportunity here to support East Dunbartonshire residents to walk and wheel more. Data shows that when paths and local environments are safe and accessible, people will choose to walk and wheel more often." Walking Scotland is marking its National Walking Month by sharing inspiration to get people walking and wheeling more, wherever they live. National Walking Month runs throughout May. Making walking and wheeling part of everyday life is at the heart of Walking Scotland's mission. By delivering programmes across communities, schools and workplaces, the charity continues to inspire people across Scotland to walk and wheel more, feel better and take steps towards a healthier, greener future. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Young artists are invited to enjoy a brush with success. This article was written by Kevin McRoberts. Talented young artists are being invited to put themselves in the frame for a prize in a unique showcase compiled by East Dunbartonshire Leisure and Culture Trust. Those aged 14 to 25 who live, study or work within the East Dunbartonshire are invited to submit work for EDLC's first ever Young Artists Art Exhibition. It doesn't matter where you draw your inspiration from or what materials you work with, paint or pastels, watercolors, or wonderful oils. As well as being featured in the exhibition, artists could win one of 3 prizes. The deadline is July 25th. Entry forms are available online at www.edlc.co.uk or pick one up at the Old Kirk Museum or William Patrick Library in Kirkintilloch. The Young Artists Art Exhibition will be held at the Old Kirk Museum from August 15th to September 15th. Find out more at www.edlc.co.uk. This article was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Aaron.
Hitman is jailed. A hitman who agreed to murder a Scottish gangster was jailed for 7.5 years at the High Court in Edinburgh last Tuesday after he pulled out of the plan. James Richards, aged 36, checked out the scene for the proposed hit on Ryan Carville, but took cold feet and raised concerns about a getaway vehicle. A judge told the Liverpudlian he agreed to murder a rival drug dealer for payment, but then realised the folly. Richards admitted that in April 2020 he travelled from the Liverpool area to Lenzie, where he received an encrypted phone and handgun. He pulled out of the plan and was driven south, but was stopped by armed response police.
Explore Japan in a fashion. This article is unattributed. People are being offered a rare chance to see beautiful clothes and find out the fascinating history behind the fashion. Wearing Japan, a visual history of kimono, is being held in the Old Kirk Museum in Kirkintilloch until August 6th. The free exhibition looks at the story of women's kimonos, how they have been made, and how they have changed over the last 100 years or so. There are more than 30 kimonos and accessories on display. Kimono, literally meaning thing to wear, is a traditional Japanese garment and the national dress of Japan. Visit Wearing Japan, a visual history of kimono at the Old Kirk Museum, Cowgate, Kirkintilloch, Tuesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and 2 to 5 p.m. Closed Sunday and Monday. Admission is free. For more information, visit www.edlc.co.uk. This article is read by Aaron.
Reduce risk of flooding by soaking up the rain. A report by Kevin McRoberts. Scottish Water is encouraging us to soak up the rain and help reduce pressure on drainage networks. Small individual actions at home can make a difference, such as adding plants and garden borders, switching to permeable paving where possible, and installing water butts to collect rainwater. The utility is responding to drainage challenges through major investment that combines engineering expertise with nature-based solutions to better manage rainwater and, alongside this, is now calling on customers to play a part at home. Hard surfaces such as driveways, patios and paved gardens can speed up how quickly rainwater enters the drainage network. Allowing water to soak into soil or capturing it for reuse helps slow the flow, reducing strain on the system during heavy rainfall. Lucy Brodie, Scottish Water Flooding Manager, said, "This isn't about asking customers to solve flooding themselves, it's about working together, combining large-scale investment with simple actions at home that help slow rainwater down and reduce pressure on drains." The company launched its Soak Up the Rain campaign, 2 seed walls, large posters made up of 500 packets of seeds, encouraging the public to take home and plant in the gardens to help soak up the rain. The packets made up a picture of a bleak monoblock flooded garden once the packets were removed. The image underneath was a bright, colourful garden which has plentiful nature to soak up the rain. The campaign sits alongside significant projects already underway across Scotland, from neighbourhood-level rainwater management schemes to citywide approaches that rethink how water moves through urban environments. Scottish Water says adapting to climate change requires a collective effort, with households, communities and public bodies all playing a role in building resilience. Lucy added, "Rain has always been a part of life in Scotland, but it's falling harder and faster. By making small practical changes now, we can help build a more resilient Scotland for the future." For more on the Soak Up the Rain campaign, go to www.soakuptherain.scot. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
From the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald, date Wednesday, the 3rd of June 2026. Family announcements. Deaths. Hodge Peter passed suddenly at home on Friday, May 22nd, 2026, aged 85. Hugh Peter Roser Hodge, devoted husband to the late Sheila, loving father to Jacqueline, Karen, Hannah, nee Wendy, and Alistair, beloved granddad to Alistair, Callum, Anna, Marie and Caleb, great-granddad to Ira. Funeral to be held on Friday, June the 12th at 1:30 p.m. at Bishopbriggs Crematorium, followed by a service of Thanksgiving at Kirkintilloch Baptist Church at 2:30 p.m. Light refreshments served in the church hall. The family requests bright colours be worn and no flowers, please. Donations instead to Scripture Union, Scotland and World Vision. That was the only family announcement this week, and it was read by Ian.
Big dates ahead as band enjoys successful year. This article was written by Kevin McRoberts. The Kirkintilloch Band which draws members from across East Dunbartonshire and beyond, has enjoyed a superb start to 2026. In March, the band competed in the championship section at the Scottish Brass Band Championships. The set test piece for all bands was Elgar Variations by Martin Ellerby. Conducted by its new musical director, Chris Binns, the band played magnificently and was rewarded with third place. That result means the band is qualified to compete in the National Brass Band Championships of Great Britain, to be held in London's Royal Albert Hall in October. More recently, earlier this month, the band travelled to Birmingham to compete in the British Open Senior Cup contest. Performing Ballet for Band by Joseph Horowitz under the baton of conductor Martin Ramsay, it became the first ever Scottish band to win, triumphing against a field of 19 other bands from across Britain. Their victory sees the band promoted to the Grand Shield contest, in which it will compete in May 2027 for the chance to be promoted back to the pinnacle of brass band competitions, the British Open. The band is also very active locally. Its 10-piece ensemble was delighted to appear as guests at the Kirkintilloch Male Voice Choir's annual concert at the end of March. In upcoming events, the band's 10-piece ensemble will perform in concert at St. Cyprian's Church, Lenzie, on Saturday, June 13th at 7:30 p.m. The band will also hold a concert at St. Ninian's High School on Friday, June 19th, which will be combined with the awards night for Kirkintilloch Youth Band. In September, the band will hold a memorial concert in St. Mary's Parish Church for the late Peter Fraser, MBE, who passed away last November. Peter was a stalwart of the band and was honorary president. He was also heavily involved in promoting the brass band movement in Scotland, the UK, and Europe. The concert will feature the premiere of a piece commissioned by the band in Peter's memory by renowned brass band composer Peter Graham. More information on the band's activities can be found on their Facebook page. This article was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Aaron.
As published on Wednesday the 3rd of June 2026, from the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald, opinion section, the letters page. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyscotland@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk. Please write letters in the subject field. Keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Woods under threat. Sir, may I draw your readers' attention to the proposed development in the heart of Lennoxtown Woods near the old hospital site? The proposed development would ruin the natural landscape there and the wildlife, which is unacceptable as we already live in a nature-depleted island. The planning details can be found on East Dunbartonshire Council Planning website, dated the 25th of the 5th 26, and reference number TP/ED26/0253. Yours, etc. C. Tomlinson, Kirkintilloch. Focus should be local. Sir, following the recent local elections, it now seems an appropriate time to remind councils what local government is actually meant to do. People vote in local elections expecting competent delivery of local services. Bins collected on time, potholes repaired, safe streets, functioning transport and support for schools, and vulnerable residents. They do not elect councillors to posture as amateur diplomats or to spend taxpayer-funded time debating international conflicts far beyond their authority or influence. Across the country, communities are facing serious and immediate challenges. Schools are stretched, elderly residents struggle with access to care and transport, roads continue to deteriorate, and many town centres are visibly declining. These are not abstract political causes. They are the everyday reality residents deal with constantly. Yet, increasingly, some councils appear more interested in symbolic foreign policy motions, headline-grabbing declarations and ideological campaigning than addressing the practical concerns they were elected to manage. Such gestures may generate applause on social media and dramatic press releases, but they do little to improve the lives of local residents paying ever-rising council tax bills. Local government functions best when it remains focused on issues it can genuinely solve. Nobody contacts their council asking them to resolve conflicts thousands of miles away before fixing broken streetlights, antisocial behaviour or crumbling roads outside their homes. The election results should serve as a reminder that voters expect competence, accountability and attention to local priorities. Residents want better schools, reliable services for older people, safer communities and infrastructure that works, not performative politics masquerading as municipal governance. That is where councils should focus their time, energy and taxpayers' money. Yours, etc., Ryan Mendelson, by email. Praise for RNID volunteers. Sir, as we mark Volunteers Week, June the 1st to 7th, I wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate the outstanding volunteers whose dedication and commitment are vital to the work of RNID. Their time, skills and compassion make a real difference to the 18 million people in the UK who are deaf, have hearing loss or tinnitus. Through our community activities across the UK, around 600 incredible RNID volunteers take part in a diverse range of activities, helping us make life fully inclusive for people who are deaf or have hearing loss. Our dedicated volunteers not only provide hearing aid maintenance, information on hearing loss and tinnitus at our RNID Near You drop-in sessions across the country, they also act as ambassadors by giving talks to local groups and organisations, helping to raise awareness of our work. This Volunteers Week, we are inviting anyone who wants to make a valuable difference to sign up to a volunteer with us by visiting rnid.org.uk/volunteer. Yours, etc. Head of Operations, Scotland and NI, RNID. Let children play. Sir, play is disappearing from children's lives at an alarming rate. In Scotland, research shows that only 57% of Scottish parents report that their child plays outside on most days or every day. This squeeze on childhood will have damaging long-term consequences. That's why on International Day of Play, June 11th, Right to Play is calling for international action to protect play for children and ensure that no childhood is cut short. The benefits of play are indisputable. It is proven to be critical to children's learning, development and well-being. More than anything, play makes childhood joyful. Find out more by visiting righttoplay.org.uk. That's righttoplay.org.uk. Yours, etc., Gillian McMahon, Executive Director, Right to Play UK. And that's the end of this week's letters page, read by Ian McKenna.
Tenants given the keys to new council homes. This article was written by Kevin McRoberts. Tenants are now settling into their new council homes in Millerston following the completion of North Lanarkshire Council's latest housing development. The 17 new properties at Coshnook Road, on the site of a former council depot, form part of the new supply program, which aims to deliver 6,000 homes by 2035 for tenants across North Lanarkshire. The new homes boast a range of energy efficiency features, including air source heat pumps, which help reduce emissions and allow tenants to store heat and control hot water, making heating their homes more comfortable and efficient. In addition, they feature triple glazed windows and high levels of insulation, as well as solar panels. Homes are built to the highest design standards, with features including housing for varying needs, meaning they adapt to suit future needs and are secure by design, improving safety and security. Housing convener Councillor Michael McPake and Councillor John McLaren were joined by representatives and officers from the JR Group and from the Council's housing team to mark the completion. Councillor McPake said, "It's always pleasing to see tenants moving into another one of our fantastic housing developments. We've transformed a derelict site at a great location in the heart of a thriving community which is close to local amenities. We're continuing the excellent progress we've made, providing more affordable homes for tenants across the area, regenerating communities, creating jobs, and boosting the local economy. Over 2,600 homes have been delivered through our new supply program, off-the-shelf purchases from private developers, and our open market purchase scheme. We're building homes for our tenants now and for generations to come. It's all part of our ambition to make North Lanarkshire the place to live." The development, the first delivered by the JR Group, cost £4.2 million and received a £1.887 million grant from the Scottish Government. We're proud to have delivered these quality homes for North Lanarkshire Council, our first project in the region. Gary McGregor, JR Group Managing Director, said, "We're proud to have delivered these quality homes for North Lanarkshire Council, our first project in the region. This milestone project supports North Lanarkshire Council's ambitious strategy to deliver 6,000 homes by 2035, and we're honoured to play a role in helping bring that vision to life." This article was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Aaron.
Provost's Awards deadline. There's just over a week left to get your nominations in for the East Dunbartonshire Provost's Community Champion Awards 2026. It's the fourth consecutive year Provost Gillian Rennick has launched the awards to recognise local people that make an outstanding contribution in their community. Nominations for the 2026 Community Champion Awards can be made in the following 6 categories: Community Champion, Young Champion, Caring Champion, Sports Champion, Arts and Heritage Champion, Sustainability Champion. Provost Rennick said, "If you'd like to see someone acknowledged and honoured this year for the fantastic work they do in the community, please fill out a nomination form." The deadline for nominations is 5 p.m. on Thursday, June 11. Nominations should be submitted at eastonbarton-webpage/w/service=provost_champion.
Teenager faces theft charges. Unattributed, read by Laura. An 18-year-old man has been arrested and charged in connection with a series of retail crime offences across the west of Scotland. The charges include the theft of goods worth almost £10,000 during a 5-month period from January to May 2026. He was also charged in connection with a number of assaults on both retail workers and police officers. Constable Jonathan Kane said, "We are committed to tackling all forms of retail crime and utilise all resources at our disposal as part of Operation Dinos. Our colleagues within the Retail Crime Task Force continue to work alongside retailers to help enhance security measures and ensure all aspects of crime prevention are considered." Operation Dinos was launched by Police Scotland towards the end of last year in response to a series of thefts across the Glasgow, Edinburgh, Lanarkshire and Forth Valley areas. Unattributed, read by Laura.
Videos help ease anxiety about visit to the dentist, by Kevin McRoberts. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, NHS GGC, has created a series of videos to help ease any anxiety patients might feel when they visit the dentist. They take patients and their carers and families through the stages of visiting the dentist, from getting to an appointment and what to expect when they get there, to x-rays and alternatives to a general anaesthetic. The videos use accessible graphics and language, catering for a range of demographics. And, as well as being for adults, a range of videos has been created especially for children to help them understand what a visit to the dentist is like. The videos have been created as part of NHS GGC's Lifelong Smiles programme, an initiative launched in 2024 to improve patient attendance at dental service appointments and increase the number of patients opting for alternatives to general anaesthesia. The programme is a collaboration between the Public Dental Service, Children and Families, and Oral Health Improvement teams, and aims to enhance both patient and staff experiences while reducing appointment waiting times. Debbie Petts, Assistant Clinical Director for Paediatrics at NHS GGC's Oral Health Directorate, said, "Communicating effectively with patients and the public about the services we provide is essential across NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, but it is a fact that for some people a visit to the dentist can be a source of particular anxiety. This may lead to non-attendance at appointments as a result of a lack of understanding of the treatment required, options available, and what to expect. The extraction of teeth under general anaesthetic due to tooth decay remains the most common surgical procedure for a child admitted to hospital. Improved engagement with families through Lifelong Smiles helps support prevention and improved awareness. Ensuring patients and families are better informed was one of the key objectives for the Lifelong Smiles programme, and these videos are a particularly useful way to provide accessible information in a way that both educates and reassures. As well as looking at everyday aspects of visiting a dentist, a number of videos also focus on alternative treatments such as the anaesthetic wand and inhalation sedation, which are useful different options to general anaesthetic, particularly in younger patients. Debbie added, "Our teams work hard to explain the value of the treatment options available to parents and families, and the benefits of more traditional treatment methods. We often signpost new patients and families to these videos to help them prepare for their dental treatment, and they are already proving to be a very effective and popular resource, increasing knowledge of what lies ahead, reducing anxiety, and in turn lowering non-attendance at appointments. We'd like to thank everyone involved in their production and encourage anyone who is about to undergo treatment or who experiences any anxiety about a visit to the dentist to watch them." A link to the videos can be found on NHS GGC's website, nhsggc.scot/your-health/right-care-right-place/dentist. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Opinion. Heart of the Matter by Dr. Frank Dunn. Golf raises funds for Playlists for Life. Happy New Year to all. I have been away for far too long. My excuses include, as it turns out, a few minor ailments, but also some indiscipline and a dollop of procrastination. Health-wise, I am fully restored, although my long-suffering wife would argue with justification that I am becoming an Olympic gold medalist at forgetting things. Earlier this month, we had our 8th annual golf fundraising day for Playlists for Life. This charity was founded by Sally Magnuson after she observed the comfort that music gave to her mother, who had dementia. From this, Sally wrote a moving book entitled Where Memories Go. Sally speaks of how she was able to identify the special songs in her mother's life and was able, from this, to construct a playlist which her mother was able to enjoy and indeed to sing along to. The charity has grown impressively over the last 13 years and now many patients with dementia are benefiting both in terms of contentment and happiness from their own musical playlists. I first learned of this charity 11 years ago, and now I'm a trustee. The golf day is always a highlight and, thanks to the generosity of its supporters, has raised a considerable amount of money. My wife Helen and I are lucky to have great support from Lenzie Golf Club, who keep their costs to a minimum to ensure as much goes to charity as possible. This year, we had the additional bonus of the Westerton Male Voice Choir serenading the golfers before they headed onto the course. The choir has currently, as its chosen charity, Playlist for Life, and in every sense, their presence was a perfect fit. Bobby Bluebell, who was a participant, joined the choir in singing his famous hit, Young at Heart. We were delighted with the generosity of our 96 golfers, who gave the thumbs up to our on-course bar and all aspects of Lenzie Golf Club. The final total raised was £33,000, bringing our 8-year total to £210,000. Our Chair of Trustees, Sandra Stark, said, "Last year's funds helped us reach more people across the UK, train vital community and health professionals, and bring Playlist for Life to the Scottish Parliament, moving us closer to making it part of standard, evidence-based dementia care. The incredible amount raised this year will help us continue this vital journey, reaching more people living with dementia and their families sooner, and supporting them at the moments they need it most. We have a small but highly committed staff, led by CEO Michael Timmins, and we received great support from them, both in the run-up and on the day of the event. We could not have been anything like as successful without the support of the Playlist staff, Lenzie Golf Club, all our raffle and auction donors, and, of course, the participants, many of whom return every year and are now almost like family. So many of us are affected through family members or friends by dementia, and it is good to know that the vehicle of music can bring such comfort and solace. Helen and I are delighted to be associated with this great charity." That was the Heart of the Matter opinion column, written by Dr. Frank Dunn.
Let's Ensure It's a Safe Summer by Kevin McRoberts, reporter, read by Karen McPhee. A summer campaign has had its earliest ever launch to help young people stay safe from the very start of the holidays. Fearless, the youth service of Crime Stoppers, supported by Network Rail Scotland, has launched its annual campaign weeks before schools break up, so young people hear its messages before summer reaches its peak. It focuses on making positive choices, staying safe online, violence prevention, looking out for each other, and knowing how to speak up 100% anonymously if they are worried about crime. It also comes ahead of key moments in the summer calendar, including the end of exams and major events and festivals across Scotland, when more young people are out and about, travelling and spending time in new places with friends. Throughout the summer, Fearless will be out in communities, transport hubs and at events, including Youth Beats and Transmit, speaking directly with young people. The campaign offers practical, non-judgmental support wherever young people spend their time. It will also run across TikTok and Snapchat, with content shaped by young people themselves and grounded in the reality of their lives. Through fearless.org, young people can share information about crime 100% anonymously. No names, no contact details, no way of tracing where potentially life-saving information came from. Lindsay McDade, Fearless National Manager for Scotland, said, "As a mum to teenagers, I'm very aware that children only get 18 summers before adulthood. I want this to be a great one for young people right across Scotland. I want all young people to enjoy themselves, get home safely every day, and feel supported to make good choices. That's why we're launching our campaign earlier than ever, with more visibility and more time spent where young people are, giving them the information and conversations they need to navigate the holidays. If you work with or look after young people, please tell them about our charity. They can follow us on our new Scotland TikTok at fearless_Scot, that's FEARLESS_SCOT, and use our website, fearless.org, to get the information they need to keep them safe. We all need to be there for young people this summer. We need to be present, We need to recognise that they belong in our communities and show them that we believe in them. Innes Keith, Health, Safety and Environmental Director at Network Rail Scotland, added, "Thousands of journeys are made safely every day on Scotland's railway. The real risk comes from poor decisions like trespassing, taking shortcuts, or trying to take photos or videos near the tracks. Moments like these can have life-changing or fatal consequences. Through Fearless, we want young people to understand that their choices in those moments really matter. The campaign gives them the confidence to look out for themselves and their friends, to speak up when something feels wrong, and to make better decisions around the railway. When they feel informed and supported, it's more likely they'll make choices that get them home safely."
Good day, welcome to the Church News here on Q and Review for Eastern Bartonshire. And the latest church news this week is from Kirkintilloch Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street. Sunday there will be a communion service at 10:30 followed by a short Bible message. And there will also be no 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon services through July and June and July, I should say. The next family praise service will take place on Sunday, August the 2nd. The coffee corner will be closed for the summer. We thank friends and neighbours old and new who have regularly joined us for coffee and home baking over the past months. And we look forward to seeing you again when the coffee corner reopens on August the 19th. For up-to-date and further information on our services, visit the website www.regenthall.org. And now to St James Church in Hilton Road. There's a communion service on Thursday, June the 4th at 11 a.m. and on Sunday, June the 7th at 9 a.m. in the chapel. And at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, there is a sung Eucharist in the church. Everyone is welcome to come along to do any of these services. Do stay on for tea, coffee and fellowship afterwards. And after the Thursday service and after the 10:30 a.m. Sunday service on Sunday, June the 7th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m, there is a session of crafty kids in the hall. All families are very welcome. Well, yeah, come along and enjoy the activities together. There are also other virtual services and groups for up-to-date and further information. Yeah, you guessed it. Check out Facebook, St James the Less Bishopbriggs, or www.stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And now to Home Church, which is Lammermuir Road, Kirkintilloch. And their text for this week says, "Faith comes through hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word of Christ." And that's in Romans 10. Home Church Scotland has 8 various locations from Kirkintilloch over to Fife. And a Home Church hub is in Kirkintilloch Main Street. It is open for tea, coffee, 10 till 2, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Worship services at 9:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. in the upper room for worship and prayer. Morning worship services is followed by refreshments. All children's church at the same time as the morning service. Communion is on the first Sunday of the month. Monday fitness class at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday 9:30 a.m. for Heartbeat, a service of worship and teaching. Wednesday 7:30 p.m. home groups in various locations. Thursday 7 a.m. prayer meeting at the hub. 7 p.m. home young adults united at Strathclyde University. And then at 8 p.m. in the church there's football, coffee and craft at the hub 10 a.m. and the youth fellowship is at 7:30 p.m. Prayer meeting is also at 7:30 p.m. and as usual you can check out the home radio. It's available on FM and it's also you can download it as an app on your phone or your laptop. And it's available every day. See Facebook, Instagram and Home Church for website for more information. Now to St Mary's Parish Church. The service on Sunday, June the 7th will begin at 11 a.m. as usual with the minister taking the services there. More age-appropriate activities for the children as well in the halls during the service. On Wednesday, June the 3rd, we will be holding our monthly open doors when the church will be open from 10:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. Tea, coffee, biscuits will be available during this time. At 12:30 p.m. our very talented organist Mr. David Burns will begin an organ recital consisting of a variety of music. Tea and coffee will continue to be served at this time, and you are very welcome to bring your lunch to eat during the service recital. On Saturday, June the 6th, the church will be open from 10:30 until 1 p.m. when board games suitable for all ages will be available. A light lunch will be served at 12 noon. The annual strawberry lunch will take place after the service on Sunday, June the 7th, where strawberries will be featured in both savoury and sweet courses. Sounds interesting. Pop along. St David's Memorial Park. Next Sunday, June the 7th, our service is being led by George Kelly, a reader with the Church of Scotland. The usual short, all-seated lunchtime service will be held on Tuesday, June the 9th at 12 noon. Our Friendship Club meets every Tuesday during the summer months at 1:30 p.m. and everyone is welcome to come and sing in the afternoon come and join us for an afternoon. You can sing if you want. And there'll be a friendly chat or a cup of tea or coffee. On Saturday, June the 13th, we begin celebrating a centenary of the present church building. The Build South Africa team are having a Disney spectacular from 10 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. Also from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Come and explore our centenary timeline with artefacts from our church's historic journey. Torrens Church. The morning service in person is at 10:30 a.m. conducted by the minister Stuart Evan. During the service, the youngsters meet together in Crest Junior Church, etc. If you want to check out the website, go online to Torrens Parish Church online.church. The cafe is open every Wednesday 9 till 12 noon for teas, coffees and home baking. Why not come and taste for yourself? To find out about regular weekly activities, check the website for what's on at www.tpc.org.uk. Lenzie Union Parish Church. Join Church's Holiday Club for children in primary 1 to 7. To book a free place on all or some days, contact kirkylenzyyouth@gmail.com. Bible storytelling, arts and crafts, fun and games, messy games and music, free fruit and snacks. August the Wednesday the 12th, Thursday the 13th and Friday the 14th, 10 till 12 noon at Lenzie Union, New Hall, Moncrief Avenue, Lenzie. And now here's a big long one coming from St Cyprian's Church. Each week our main service of worship is a sung Eucharist on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Our priest is Reverend Audrey O'Brien Stewart, usually takes the service. All are most welcome to attend. In addition to this, there is also a said Eucharist in the choir vestry on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Enter by main church door and walk up the aisle a few steps and go through the door on the left. Step-free access can be arranged via the hall entrance if needed. If the church is locked, please use the hall door. We have a small Sunday school for children from age 4 which meets during the service. During the service, all children are most welcome at St Cyprian's in both services and or in the Sunday school, that is. And there is a library for children's books, all available at the back of the church, as well as colouring materials available to use during the worship. We welcome wriggling noises as it reminds us of God's love for all. And there will be refreshments and a time of chat in the hall after the service. Live streaming via Zoom. If you're not able to come in person, you can join the services live on Zoom. Check out the website www.stcyprianslenzie.com for the link and for details. And we have 2 special events in June. The first is a concert given by the Kirkintilloch Band Ensemble on Saturday, June the 13th at 7:30 p.m. 5-time Scottish champions, the Kirkintilloch Band was formed in 1890 and they have represented Scotland on numerous occasions. This concert by their 10-piece ensemble is a fundraiser for their appearance in the National Brass Band Championship Finals at the Royal Albert Hall in London in October. Wow, that would be amazing. Tickets are £15 and are available on the door or online at www.ticketsource.co.uk/music@St Cyprian's. The second event is on Sunday, June the 14th in Peel Park. We will join Kirkintilloch and Lenzie churches together at 7 p.m. for Praise in the Park with refreshments afterwards in St Ninian's Church Hall. St Cyprian's is a member of the Worldwide Anglican Communion. The Reverend Audrey O'Brien Stewart is our priest in charge. Email if you want to get in contact, rector@stcyprianslenzie.com. Inquiries, info@stcyprianslenzie.com. So there you have it. But last but not least, Milton of Campsie Church news. The Anderson Singers concert was in aid of Christian Aid, and they added an amazing £1,140 to our street collections of more than 3,600 with gift aid. We'll be able to well over the 6,000 mark, a laudable achievement for a wee village. Cafe Connect is on Tuesday at 9:30am. Time to Pray is on Wednesday at 7pm. We're excited about the Long Weekend Village Festival and are delighted to be involved in this 2 of the days of the community fun and friendship, June the 20th and 21st in Milton-Campsie. We hope to have Churches Together gazebo as well as a sports labyrinth. Only 4 weeks till SU Camp. Great excitement for our youngsters and their leaders. So there you have it. That's all the church news for this week from the Kirkintilloch Herald, or the Herald as it's now called. So God bless you. Hopefully you can manage out to a church service or a church event. God bless you. This is Philip saying bye.
Lydia is an absolute sweetheart. This article is unattributed. Lydia Longlegs is a beautiful 2-year-old lurcher who is searching for her forever family. She is a playful, wriggly whirlwind who absolutely adores zooming around with her toys and chasing after a ball. When it comes to games, she's not just fast, she's clever too. Hide and seek with her favourite ball is one of Lydia's specialties. Lydia is looking for a home with children aged 16 and over, and she'd prefer to be the only pet in the household so she can soak up all the love and attention for herself. A garden where she can stretch her long legs and enjoy her favourite toys would make her dreams come true. If you think you could be Lydia's person, then please contact Dogs Trust West Calder. That article was unattributed.
As published on Wednesday the 3rd of June. District News. Send your emails to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNScotland.co.uk. Groups. Kirkintilloch Players. At the recent AGM, the new Kirkintilloch Players Committee was elected. President is Claire Connor. Vice President is Rhys Yardley. Secretary is Sheila Todd. Treasurer is Kenneth Stewart. Business Manager is Morag McKean. Past President is Anne-Marie Connor. Also on the committee are Russell Angus, Theatre Manager, Alan Cowan, General, Hilary Linus, Youth and Social Media Convener, Isla McFadden, Artistic Convener, Gillian Monroe, Technical Convener, and Gillian Vincent, General. Dogs Trust West Calder. Dogs Trust currently has hundreds of dogs in its care who are ready to meet someone like you. They're open to the public 5 days a week, and you don't need an appointment to visit. See dogs looking for homes, get advice, and apply to adopt. Visit www.dogstrust.org/rehoming/our-centres/west-calder. Seniors Forum. Kirkintilloch and District Seniors Forum. Our long-established forum are looking for new members to join our monthly meetings. The objective of the forum is to assist in improving quality of everyday life for the elderly community, together with social events, guest speakers from NHS, council, local history and many more. We welcome the over 55s to come along, have a chat, get involved and meet new people, forming new friendships. We meet in the Park Centre, 45 Kerr Street, Kirkintilloch on the last Thursday of every month, from 10:30am to 12 noon. Tea, coffee and biscuits served. Friends of Forth and Clyde. Friends of Forth and Clyde meet every Friday from 12 noon until 2pm at the Boat Users Block, Southbank Marina, Kirkintilloch. Everyone is welcome to come along and get a free cuppa and some friendly chat. No membership required. Canal Society. Forth and Clyde Canal Society are looking for volunteers to assist with maintenance of their fleet of vessels and volunteers to act as crews/stewards. Full training given. Contact operations @forthandclyde.org.uk or call 07498 965 368 for further information. St Columba's Hillhead Church Men's Club. Following another winter of successful Monday night sessions, which saw a number of new members join from both within the church and the wider local community. The new year saw members, as usual, enthusiastically competing to be champions in respective games including snooker, table tennis, carpet bowls, pool, darts and dominoes, whilst enjoying tea, good banter and all importantly having a laugh. A very warm welcome will await anybody who would like to join this friendly band of brothers when the next winter sessions resume on Monday, October the 5th at 7:30pm in the St Columba's Hillhead Church Halls, Old L Road, Kirkintilloch. For further information, contact Secretary on 0141 776 5453. What's on? School's art exhibition. Young artists imagine and depict what a more just and compassionate society might look like. Kirkintilloch Town Hall until August 14, 10am to 4pm, Monday to Friday. Free admission. Open doors. Would your building, organisation or group like to take part in the Eastern Bartonshire Doors Open Day Festival on September, Saturday the 5th and or Sunday the 6th? By taking part, you can reach new audiences and develop stronger connections with your local community. Simply open your building and welcome people in, or hold an event or host an activity specifically for Doors Open Day. All activities must be free. Please return your completed application form to culture01 @easternbarton.gov.uk by the deadline of June the 12th. Concert. St Cyprian's Church, Lenzie, Saturday, June 13th, 7:30pm. 5-time Scottish champions, the Kirkintilloch Band was formed in 1890 and has represented Scotland on numerous occasions. This concert by their 10-piece ensemble is a fundraiser for their appearance in the National Brass Band Championship Finals at the Royal Albert Hall in October. Tickets £15 from www.datathistle.com. That's www.datathistle.com. Everybody to Kenmure Street. Come join us on Sunday, June 21st for an inspiring evening of cinema. We are screening Everybody to Kenmure Street, followed by a live Q&A discussion. The film chronicles the Kenmure Street protest, the extraordinary community resistance to a Home Office immigration raid in Glasgow's Pollokshields. Hosted by Eastern Bartonshire Welcomes Refugees as part of Refugee Festival Scotland 2026. Kirkintilloch Town Hall, 7pm. Free admission, but book at allevents.in/Kirkintilloch. Coldplay Candlelight Experience. St Mary's Parish Church features a string quartet or trio playing hits like Yellow and Vida La Vida, surrounded by hundreds of candles. Friday, June 12th, 10pm. Tickets from allevents.in. Zippo's Circus. Scotland's favourite circus, Zippo's Circus, is celebrating 40 years on the road for its 2026 anniversary tour and is coming to Woodhead Park, Kirkintilloch from July 30th to August the 3rd. The Celebration Show, which is just under 2 hours long, is packed with spectacular international acts, including the Jumping Jacks, a springboard team from Ethiopia, double contortion and foot juggling from Eritrea, a stunning aerial display from British-born Jackie Louise, nail-biting crossbow from the Phoenix Rebels, and hilarious clowning from Europe. Backed by popular demand is one of the world's smallest showmen, Paulo de Santos from Brazil, who hosts the show and performs a stunning strap act high in the big top. Plus the famous Brazilian Globe of Death, enhanced with LED effects, which features daring motorbike riders speeding at up to 60 miles per hour in a small globe. Use discount code FKK45 for 50% off our best seats, ringside and Royal Grandstand. Offer excludes grandstand seats and first day show. Or visit on the first day when seats are from $9.99. For tickets, visit zippos.co.uk/tickets. Scotland. Girl Guiding Scotland. Girl Guiding Scotland has announced the appointment of Kim Atkinson as its new Chief Executive. She joins the organisation's Board of Trustees, Chief Commissioner team, staff team and 9,000 volunteers in supporting 40,000 girls and young women across Scotland. Kim will lead the organisation's strategy, recognising the vital role volunteers play in delivering Girl Guiding Scotland's mission. The strategy is focused on innovation and inspiration, making volunteering with Girl Guiding Scotland more attractive, more welcoming, and even more rewarding. Kim joins from the Scottish Sports Association, where she has served as CEO for 16 years, having previously been Chief Officer at Scottish Squash. She is also a trustee of both SCVO, Scottish Council for Volunteer Organisations, and Foundation Scotland, and previously chaired ACOSVO, the Association of Chief Officers of Scottish Voluntary Organisations, now Charity Leadership Scotland. Elaine Ruff, Chief Commissioner of Girl Guiding Scotland, said, "On behalf of the Board of Trustees and everyone at Girl Guiding Scotland, I'm delighted to welcome Kim as our new Chief Executive. She brings a wealth of experience from across Scotland's voluntary sector, a strong understanding of volunteering." Kim Atkinson said, "I am delighted and honoured to be appointed Chief Executive of Girl Guiding Scotland at a time when girls have never needed more support and inspiration to know they can do anything. Girl Guiding Scotland is an organisation shaped by girls, for girls, and I am proud to become part of its future. If there is anything more inspiring than seeing girls achieve something they did not think was possible, it is helping them to do it. That means building confidence and skills, helping them find and amplify their voice, removing barriers, and showing them they can make a positive difference in the world. That is what makes Girl Guiding unique, and the opportunity to play even a small part in that is truly compelling. Through Girl Guiding, girls can find a place where they belong and can thrive. Like 1 in 3 women in Scotland, I am an alumna of the movement, and I strongly believe in the power of guiding to provide a unique and safe space where girls can have fun, be happy and fulfil their potential. My experiences as a brownie and guide were immensely informative, and they sparked lifelong commitments to volunteering and women's leadership. As Chief Executive, I look forward to working alongside our incredible volunteers and staff to deliver a shared vision of an equal world where girls can find their voice, discover their best selves, and make a positive difference today, tomorrow, and together." Kim will take up her role at Girl Guiding Scotland in August 2026 when current Chief Executive, Denise Spence, who has been CEO of Girl Guiding Scotland since 2013, will retire. And that was this week's District News, date Wednesday the 3rd of June, read by Ian. Sport. Speedway. Chris is hoping to find a spark, by your correspondent Phil Lanning. Glasgow Tigers skipper Chris Harris says his side need to find a spark after a heavy defeat at Poole Pirates. Tigers went down by 55 to 35 points in the championship at Winbourne Road last midweek, despite a sensational night for Harris personally. The number 1 put a small blip in form behind him to claim 15 points, easily the highest scorer on the night from either side. The home side roared into an 18-6 lead after just 4 heats and increased it to 34-14 after 8 as Tigers struggled to get off the starts quick enough. However, an excellent tactical substitute 5-1 from Harris and Kyle Howarth stopped the rot. Liam Flint then held off Richard Lawson in Heat 10 as the away side showed some real fight. It all ended with Harris winning the final race with Flint in third, to end a tough night on a positive note. Harris said, "I haven't had the strongest start to the season, but I'm delighted to be back amongst the points. It was tough, as it always is at pool. We needed to get dialed in and get out of the starts. We've just got to stay positive as a team, as we know what we are capable of. We just had too many boys having an off night, like I did at Scunthorpe Scorpions in the last time out. We need to go away and regroup and try to find a spark to click together, and then we should be back on song, as they say." Tigers are back in championship action on Saturday, June 13th, when they travel to Berwick Bandits. The previously visit to Shielfield Park saw Tigers go down 49-41 as they lost 92-88 on aggregate in the BSN series. That article was written by Phil Lanning and read by Ian.
Scottish icons go head-to-head in new top trumps. Some of Scotland's greatest footballers, past and present, are facing off in an all-new top trumps pack. For the first time in a generation, Scotland are heading to the World Cup, and to mark the occasion, Top Trumps has unveiled a brand new collection featuring some of the biggest names to ever wear the dark blue. The pack brings together 30 legends, cult heroes and modern day stars from across Scotland's footballing history, with fans able to compare players across 5 categories: height, year born, caps, goals, and the all-important Top Trumps rating. Leading the collection as the overall top trump is Kenny Dalglish, who earns a perfect 100 Top Trumps rating and also dominates the caps category with 102 appearances. Close behind is Dennis Law, who scored a 98 Top Trumps rating and remains Scotland's joint all-time top scorer alongside Dalglish with 30 goals. Modern stars also make their mark. Scott McTominay Power has 93 Top Trumps rating and also dominates the height category at 6'3". John McGinn stands out with 83 caps and an 89 Top Trumps rating, while going back in time are Billy Bremner and Jimmy Johnson on 90 and 92 Top Trumps ratings, respectively. There are plenty of surprise stats throughout. Angus Gunn towers at 6'5", Craig Gordon boasts 83 caps, and Lyndon Dykes edges out many legends with 10 goals. Scottish football stars Top Trumps are available on Amazon. RRP £8.
Ex-Scotland players are on the ball, by Brian Jewell, reporter, read by Karen McPhee. Jackie McNamara and Simon Donnelly helped launch a citywide summer programme of free and subsidised football sessions to make the game more accessible for kids. On the Ball Academy will deliver 6 weeks of football across Scotstoun, Toryglen and the Palace of Arts, including a fully free, priceless play week supported by lead sponsor McQueen's Dairies. The initiative is also backed by funding from the Commonwealth Games Festival Fund to capitalise on a summer of sporting excitement, including the World Cup and the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The programme aims to ensure no young person is excluded and includes a pioneering Fast Threes format, a high-energy, small-sided version of the game designed to increase touches, creativity and decision-making. McNamara said, "Getting kids as many touches as possible and being on the ball is so important, rather than being in position or turning them into robots at a young age. Overcoaching young players has been a problem in Scotland for a number of years, and too many kids coming through are thinking of what their coach wants rather than what they see and the decision they want to make." Donnelly added, "It's taking football back to that playground, park or the street when you were playing all the time. There isn't as much of that nowadays. There's a lot of distraction now for kids, different sports and other things to get involved in. In my day, you just went everywhere with a ball, and creating this environment for boys and girls to come and manoeuvre a ball in tight areas can only be a good thing. The Fast Threes programme is expected to reach around 100 children per day, contributing to more than 1,000 hours of football delivered over the summer. Played inside inflatable pitches, matches are fast-paced and continuous, with rules changing every 8 minutes via a bespoke app to challenge players to adapt from scoring with their weaker foot to finishing with a back heel. Events will take place throughout the summer, including a World Cup themed festival on June the 13th and a Commonwealth Games week of activity beginning July the 20th. To sign up, visit www.ontheballacademy.co.uk. That's ontheballacademy.co.uk. Nicole Kozlova signs new long-term deal to stay at City, by Brian Yule, reporter, recorded by Karen McPhee. Ukrainian international and PFA Scotland SWPL Player of the Year Nicole Kozlova has signed a new long-term contract with Glasgow City. The 25-year-old arrived in the summer of 2024, having previously played with Danish side HB Køge, and has gone on to become one of the SWPL 1's most potent attacking threats. This season, Kozlova has twice won SWPL Player of the Month in both September and February, and last month was voted as the PFA Scotland SWPL Player of the Year by her peers. An ACL injury sustained whilst on international duty with Ukraine in March brought her season to a premature end, but has now committed her future to City until 2029 while undergoing rehab. Kozlova said, "I'm really excited to be extending my time at City. It's become my second home. I love the club, the girls, and I've really grown to love life in Scotland. The support from everyone at the club and the fans since my injury has meant so much. There's still a long way to go, but I can't wait to be back playing." City head coach Leanne Ross added, "Nick has developed into one of the league's best forwards, and even though injury curtailed her season, she has remained an important part of the squad. It is easy for a player's head to go down, but she shows up each day willing to put in the work to get where we all know she can be. We will continue to be with her every step of the way through her recovery and look forward to having her back playing on the pitch once the rehabilitation process is complete." Kozlova is one of a quartet of City stars to agree new deals at City, with co-captains Lee Gibson and Amy Muir and striker Abby Harrison, all extending their stays for at least another 12 months. Gibson was shortlisted for both the PFA Scotland SWPL Player of the Year and Scottish Football Writers Association SWPL Player of the Year, continuing to prove she is one of the best goalkeepers Scotland has ever produced. The 34-year-old has now surpassed 300 appearances for the club over 2 spells, as well as being capped over 50 times for her country. Gibson said, "I'm delighted to extend my stay. I've been here a long time and I love the club. I've got a second family here." Muir arrived from Hibernian in 2022 and has now made over 100 appearances at fullback. This season saw the 26-year-old named in the PFA Scotland Team of the Year, and as the club's Player of the Year awards was voted Supporters Player of the Year. Muir said, "I've really enjoyed my time at the club for the last 4 years and I still got more to give. I'm really excited for another season with the team." Harrison joined City last summer following a second spell at Celtic, having also played for Hibernian and Bristol City. The 28-year-old, who has been capped 19 times for Scotland, said, "I'm delighted to extend my stay here at City. I've loved the past year and I can't wait for what's to come in the future." Gibson and Muir are both on international duty this week after they were called up for the World Cup qualifying doubleheader against Israel.
That's the end of this week's recording. Thanks for listening to the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald Talking Newspaper podcast. All being well, there will be another podcast next week.